Hi there everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. This is the third time I've tried to record this, so let's hope my phone cooperates and doesn't just tell me I have no storage when I definitely do. So today I'm going to be reviewing the KoKo and Claire peel off base. I think this is the most intriguing part of the KoKo and Claire gel polish system. It is a base coat, a gel base coat that you cure in the light, but you can peel it off and soak it off in water and then peel it off. This is what drew me to the company originally when I first saw that it existed. I wasn't in a position to buy it then, but now it is my absolutely favorite kind of gel polish anything. The colors are beautiful. I mean, just look at that. Their matte top coat is the best I've tried. This is the matte, and then this is the shiny, and they're all astonishing. They wear fantastic. I'm absolutely in love with them. Take all my money. I'm blown away. I continue to buy more from them. I'm actually in the process of turning over my entire collection to KoKo and Claire gel polishes because they're just so high quality, so luxurious, so creamy, so pigmented. It's the only kind of gel polish that I want ever. So I'm going to walk you through how you would do a manicure with this. Although I'm doing it on acrylic, I'm going to show you the steps to do it on a natural nail. And then we're going to see how long this wears. I have the peel off base coat on all of my left hand, but my right hand is the strong base coat, which is like what you would have a regular like acetone soak off base coat. So we'll see how this wears compared to this. I've worn base, like I said, these are acrylic. I've worn base before on my natural nails, and for someone who can't really wear gel polish, it does wear very nicely on me. So I really just wanted to try this. I have tried it a few times. I've been kind of troubleshooting with it, but I think I've got it down, and I'm ready to share my tips with you, so stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to prep your nail. Now, this nail prep goes to, it's the same as any other kind of nail prep. You'd want to push back your cuticles with an orange wood stick or a cuticle pusher. Remove any protein that is around there. Take a medium grit file or a buffer and, take away the shine from your natural nail. Shape your nail as you would want to, and then remove the dust with a manicure brush or a lint-free cloth. So the first step of the KoKo and Claire system, this is step 1, and they're labeled. This is clean. Has a purple. Each of the steps have a different color, like crystal on the top. So this is basically your dehydrator. I'm just doing it on one nail for all intents and purposes. It's kind of redundant to do it on more than one. If I was doing this on a natural nail, I would definitely want to do this part. You don't necessarily need to do it on an enhancement, but you definitely want to wait until it dries to do the next step. This has a very distinct smell. Like, I remember having this Colgate strawberry toothpaste as a kid, and that's what this smells like. Like, it smells like kids' toothpaste. It's not a bad smell, but it kind of smells like strawberries and kids' toothpaste. So just let that air dry till it goes matte, and then you are free to go in with the second step. This is prep. So this is going to be your primer. You want to be kind of sparing with this. It has the pretty iridescent crystals. So take a lot of it off your brush and just kind of go in sparingly with the primer. Now, if you don't want these to wear for very long, you can just put the primer at the tip of your nail. But I want to get at least a week out of these, so I'm putting it on my entire nail. The next step is the peel off base. So this is a very thick consistency gel. As you can see, it is very, very, very thick gel. I honestly expected it to be a lot thinner, almost like a foil glue kind of deal. So what you want to do with this is you want to put a generous coat on there. So what I do is I put my brush in the gel bottle. I wipe one side off and I go up the nail first. I want to get the majority of it towards the center of my nail, and then I kind of scooch back to the cuticle. And this is generally how I do gel polish all the time. So I'm not doing a super thin coat. I think that was my problem at first. I'm doing a generous coat. This does self-level quite nicely. And then the most important part is to cap the free edge, which I don't think I've done well enough in the past. So definitely make sure you are getting that product around the free edge. Make sure it's not too like bulky, but definitely make sure you're making contact with it. So as you can see, like I definitely put it around the edge. And now you're going to cure this in the light for 45 to 60 seconds, minimum 45 seconds. Okay, I'm back. My base coat is cured. So the next steps are going to be basically the same as you would with any other gel manicure. So I'm going in, I have this very springy, pastel-y, Eastery vibe going on. This has been super popular with my clients, and I'm going to go in with this blushing blue color from KoKo and Claire. It's number 153. And I'm going to do 2 coats. Some of these you really only would need one. So my technique when I'm gel polishing is I take my brush, I wipe one side completely off, like really hard kind of off the side. And that leaves a good amount on the other side of my brush. And I leave my gel polish bottle there handy in case I need to put any back in. So to make sure I really cap the free edge with this step, I'm going to go around first and make sure that I get the edge, because sometimes you think you're getting the edge and you aren't quite. Try your best to avoid the skin. If you do hit the skin, it's not a big deal. Just take your thumb and quickly remove it. So now I'm going to kind of scooch back again to the cuticle area. Now this stuff can kind of get away from you pretty easily. It's not as runny as other gels that I've worked with because of the thicker consistency, which is nice. However, if you get it near your cuticle, like too close to your skin, it's gonna find its way down in there, and then you're gonna have a mess. So it's always better to stay a little further away than get like super duper close to it if you're not confident. I always do keep a cleanup brush handy just in case I make any mistakes. If you want to get really, really nitpicky, as I sometimes do, I would take a liner brush and go around the cuticle, but I'm not getting that super picky. I let it sit for a minute because gel self-levels, so especially this gel since it's thicker, so it's kind of going to self-level the streaks out. And then I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds. All right, so after that is done curing, I'm just going to do my second coat. These, as you can see, KoKo and Claire gel polishes are extremely pigmented. So a second coat, you might not see that it's necessary. And in some cases that can be to your advantage, such as chroming. If you were doing any kind of chrome that required a black gel polish base, for example, the black is extremely pigmented from this company, so that could work to your advantage for chroming. I'm just kind of carefully going around the cuticle. I try to make my first coat as nice as possible, so that I don't have to worry about it being as perfect on the second coat, and I can just worry about getting opacity. So I'm going to go around the free edge. Remember, I need to cap my free edge every step of the way. That's very important. Get that off my skin. See if I am happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. I want to get a little closer to the cuticle. And pressure can kind of can be a big deal. Like I tend to put a little bit more pressure where I might not want as much gel polish. So I'm going to let that sit. Mainly right here is kind of where I see I want it to self-level out a little bit. And it looks like it is pretty nicely. Now that's not too bad, but I am going to take, because I'm nitpicky, a little liner brush, and I'm going to just kind of fill it in right here. See, that makes me a little happier. So now I'm going to cure that in the light again for 60 seconds. Okay, so the final step for this manicure, and as you can see, really that did not take very long. Now, given I was only doing one finger, it's different doing multiple fingers. Is the top coat. So you have your choice of, they have some specialty top coats, but this even has 5 on it. It says Shine 5 because this is the 5th step in the manicure. If you were to do this matte, you would really want to make sure that it had self-leveled almost perfectly. Maybe even take a liner brush on top of the nail to make sure there's no bumps or it's not higher in one place than another, because matte is really unforgiving and it will pick up any imperfections, any streaks that you have. So if you haven't quite mastered gel polish yet, I would definitely recommend sticking with Shiny. So this is the pink cap. So I'm going to do the same kind of technique. I'm going to pretty hard wipe off the side of my gel polish brush. I'm going to start kind of in the middle, and that I usually gauges like how much I have on my brush. So I knew I had a little bit too much. And if you're doing matte, I would also recommend taking a liner brush and going around the edge, because like around the cuticle, because you're gonna notice if you miss a spot with matte, you're definitely gonna notice. Okay, so now definitely make sure you cap this well, because this is what's going to prevent your mani from chipping. All right, everybody, this is over a week later that I'm filming this, although for you probably seems like a few seconds. So my manicure from earlier in the video, I did some Easter stamping on it, but they are the same colors. I did put, some of them have 1 extra coat of top coat on them, some have 2 just to cover the stamping. So I think that could have, accounted for the longevity, but they did last really well. This is still the same soak off base. I am also aware that it is on acrylic and things do bond better to acrylic, but I think that they lasted better than I thought they would. You can see there is a little bit of wear on the edges, some right here. On the tips, I did file this one there. But honestly, I feel like there's just as much wear on the matte ones that I had the strong on. So, how to remove these? You're going to need a file, you're going to need a buffer, you're going to need a bowl of hot water, and some soap. I recommend either hand soap or body wash. So what you're going to do is you are going to take your file and you're going to break the seal of the top coat. So you're just going to file around the perimeter of the nail, making sure that you are breaking the seal of the top coat. So how I can tell I've done that is the color gone from around. See, you can see that the color is gone. A little more over here. And then you want to take a sanding sponge or a buffer of some sort, and you want to remove the shine. Now, I might buff a little bit more on these ones just because they do have an extra layer of top coat for this to cut through. All right, and then, hold on, I'm gonna go get a cuticle pusher. Okay, I am back. I have a cuticle pusher. You're not really gonna need this end, but I do use this end to kind of get up the gel, and yeah, and then you're gonna want a bowl of water and some hand soap. You should not be shocked that I have Disney hand soap. So I just put a few pumps of it in there, and then I just kind of start in with my cuticle stick. Make sure it's nice and frothy and bubbly. The soap helps break down the oils in the soap, helps separate the base coat a little bit. So we're going to see how this removes. So I'm going to put my finger in there. You really want this to be fairly warm water, as hot as you can tolerate. I can already tell this may be too cold, but put it in for about 10 minutes and I'll be back. All right, so my 10 minutes are up. I am just going to, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to try to find an edge with the cuticle pusher. Sometimes it's easier said than done. If you have to like poke really hard, don't pull really hard, especially if you're doing this on your natural nails. There seems to be an edge. You also might want to, there we go. You also might want to consider just kind of putting it back in the dish, in the bowl. For a couple of seconds, kind of moisten the adhesive back up. See there, it pops off really, really well. I'm really not applying much pressure. And it just comes off like so. Now, if this is on your natural nails, as you can see, like right here, there is still some, I don't know if you can see that right here, there's still some adhesive from the gel, and it can kind of feel like you're ripping off your natural nail. That's why they only recommend for, if you're doing this on natural nails, to put the primer on the very tip of your nail. So now I'm going to try to get the rest of them. This isn't as easy as I feel like it's made it look on videos that I've watched. Like, I am having to put a little bit of elbow grease into this. I feel like if you would remove it right after you do it, you know, the gel hasn't really hardened much because it's been, it hasn't been on the nail long enough, like it just got cured. But it does come off easily enough, so it does come off pretty well from enhancements. Now, like I said, I have done this on my natural nails, and it's a kind of a cringy feeling to me, just because like it feels like you're ripping up your natural nail. I just feel like it's unnatural to pull anything from your natural nail, so it is a weird feeling to me. And I've seen videos where people think that, you know, the adhesive that's left behind is like ruining their nail, but as you can see, that one came off in one clean go. But you can also see the adhesive that's left behind. It's kind of rubbery feeling almost. And I did clean. I'm going to put those two back in there. I was cleaning for 8 hours yesterday. I was cleaning my great-grandmother's house, and I was using all kinds of chemicals, like cleaners, and I was, washing dishes. Now, given I did have gloves on, but I still think there's something to be said for the fact that I didn't, none of them peeled up. And considering I was, using my nails as tools, as I know I should not be. But there is something to be said for that. It does hold up pretty well. And I feel like how it held up on acrylic would probably be similar to how it would hold up on a healthy natural nail. My natural nails are very thin. So if you have a client who has pretty good natural nails, this would probably be a really good option for them if they wouldn't want to wear it for very long. Now I feel like I'm getting under the acrylic. We don't want that. I'm going to try to kind of concentrate on the edge here. The edges are where you're probably going to get your best loose spot. That's really the challenge here. And it's also hard to do this for the camera. I'm going to let that one sit in there. Let's try the pinky. Yeah, this guy's coming up pretty good. So, as I said, you can see that it's not like a super soft coat. It is a pretty hard coating. I also feel like it would have been different if I would not have put top coat on over top. Like I said, some of these had one coat, some had two. Just be super careful, especially if you're doing this on natural nails. I feel a little bit better going kind of ham on these just because I have acrylics on. Yeah, I can definitely feel the residue. I feel like these even might be good to put, if you have kids that want their nails done in your salon. I feel like this might be a good option for a gel mani for a kid, because nails don't usually stay on kids very long either. So like I said, if it doesn't seem like it's really getting anything up, like you can't get an edge, just go ahead and put it back in the bowl and it'll kind of soften it up again. I don't know why my ring finger is being so difficult. There we go. Oh. But I could also see how this could be like very uncomfortable on someone's natural nail. Now, I have heard that it is easier if you do 2 coats of the base coat, the peel off base coat. I personally did not find that. I actually think this is the easiest that it's ever come off on me. But there they are. You can see the shiny parts are actually residue, but they'll buff right off. Like, you just give your nail a light buff and like it's gone. Yeah. So just a soft little buffer on even on your natural nails, and it'll kind of roll right off. It's not like it's a permanent fixture of your nail. I would be really careful though, trying this out on your natural nails. So do I like the peel off base coat? I honestly would have to test it out on more people than myself. So for me, it's not a good option because I have very weak nails anyways, and it does not stay on me. It starts chipping within like a few days. I have had better luck if I use like one of the KoKo and Claire builder gels or or their strong base coat first, and then if I like take the dispersion layer off of that and then I buff it up a little bit, then I have had okay luck with using the base coat. I also think you could increase the longevity of the wear with, like, after a few days, maybe put another base or another top coat on it. I think that would maybe help if you're not getting much wear. And also, don't use your nails as tools. This one would have been fine if I wouldn't have been like picking at something or picking at my nails, which I do often. So if you're not using your nails as tools, like they say not to, then I feel like you'd be all right. Make sure you are, capping the edge with everything, including, the base, the color, the top coat. That's going to seal the edge, and that's, like I said, how it's not gonna just kind of float off if you get in the shower or if you're washing dishes. So that is my review of the KoKo and Claire Peel Off Gel System. This was a really good peel. It's a nice little one. I do love the KoKo and Claire system, so this doesn't tarnish the reputation that they have in my eyes. This does not tarnish the product at all because they have so many options. I think this is a great option for people who maybe don't want to use acetone on their nails or who are really just doing this at home. And I think it's going to depend on the person. So if you have very healthy natural nails, I feel like this will work really well for you. But like I said, I have not tested that with many other people, so maybe that's something that I should try. But I do think it's a really cool option, and it's a very unique option, especially maybe if you have somebody who doesn't really like having their nails done and does only want them on for, a day or so, and then they can just take them off themselves. Like, you could probably take these off soaking in a hot bath. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have used KoKo and Claire products. I absolutely love them. They are the only brand of gel polish I will ever use again. They are absolutely 100% fantastic. Highly recommend them to anyone. I know that they are a little bit higher price range, but you will not regret the colors that you get with them, and honestly, their strong base coat is amazing. So, as I said, I hope you enjoy. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and show me some support. I really do like that. I I hope everybody is doing well. You're staying safe, and I will see you in the next one. The next video, I am going to fill these and do something different. So, see you in the next one, guys. Bye.